Amazing audience, we are live again in Vancouver with the amazing, I think he's amazing, right? We'll find out. Yeah, the truth has to be spoken, but definitely Kevin MacDonald. Kevin, it's a great pleasure to connect with you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here.
I hope I can live up to that.
I think you walk in truth. It's left to be seen. We'll see. Which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Well, I don't know. My talent is, I suppose, just being open and curious and meeting people. And so I tend to meet a lot of people. And I met a couple of people that are connected to you. I guess Teresa and Jean. And so
Yeah.
feel very privileged to be asked to come and speak with you.
Yeah, that's great. I feel privileged as well to have the opportunity to ask you these questions. I understand that you had a long flight, yeah. But you still came here after to have this conversation. I'm very, 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 very appreciative of that. Who did you learn the skill of? I would use the word to describe what you're doing, compassionate. Who did you learn the skill of compassion from?
Well, without a doubt, my mother and my father. You know, I grew up in a family that were very kind people. You know, kind first, and very giving. So I always felt loved. And I'm in a marriage where I've been married for 13,187 days, and I am so loved in that relationship that I can love other people, I've been in service all my life. I've been in hospitality and taking care of people, and in the last 18 years I've been a coach and a speaker and a trainer, and I feel such a blessing to be able to do that for a living.
Where could I find out more about what you do? Is there a website?
I do have a website. I have two websites. One is called www.thecoachingdept.com, so short form for department, thecoachingdepartment.com, or claritysuccesscoaching.com.
Clarity Success
Coaching. So that's my company, and that's my job, is to help people become aware and get clarity and find out where they, what their gifts are and where they want to go.
Why will you continue to be that guy? It does carry some challenge being the person who is compassionate, because sometimes you're walked over, right? Or it could feel like that. Why will you continue to be that guy?
Well, I've never really experienced it that way, but I think you just get so much from other people's success, and I just see it as a privilege that I get to connect with extraordinary people, and I am just open every morning to see who that is that's going to come into my life. And I coach for an organization that has 7,000 members, and so I don't know on any given day who's going to be the one that will call me today, but I get a lot. As much as I give, I get tenfold.
Yeah, it works that way. What's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
What's one thing I've done consistently over the last 3 years? I have a habit that every day I write down 10 things I'm grateful for, and I'm on day 1,672 on that. So it's over 3 years, but it's just a connection.
I love how he does these.
It's just a connection that I'm very grateful, and I take time every day to record all the gifts and things that are coming towards me, and all the things that happen that I'm appreciative of.
How does it make you feel when you do that?
It makes me feel great. That's why I do it. It makes me feel great. I mean, I think you can start to get focused on anything, and so you can focus on what lack or scarcity or what you don't have, but I just choose to focus each day on what I do have.
Why would you suggest to someone out there that they do that? Find a way to focus on being grateful for what they have.
Well, and I will give credit to Rhonda Byrne's book, The Magic, which is a 28-day study on gratitude. And I did it. I was going through this 28-day study, and my wife and my business partner and my assistant all said, "What's going on with you?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing this 28-day study on gratitude." So they said, "Well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it." So on day 29, when I was done the 28 days, I had a choice to continue it or stop, and I continued it.
It's been great.
Absolutely.
I love it. Amazing audience. Again, we are live with Kevin MacDonald. Kevin, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine.
Okay.
That is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
I like that.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
What's my earliest childhood memory? Wow. I'm turning 61 tomorrow.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And I just received interesting you should ask that question, because I just received a picture from one of my brothers who is older than me, and he was 18, I was 4. And it was sort of interesting to see that picture of the two of us at that stage. I think I honestly have this memory of me being in a crib and being aware. That's just I've thought about that so many times, just being aware that I am here, wherever that was. It was in just a room, but I remembering that.
Yeah. How old do you think you were?
I think I might have been less than 3 or 3. I think I was quite young.
Why do you think that memory is so clear?
Well, it's funny now that I question my awareness many times, and so I think there was an awareness that I was aware, and so sometimes I wonder how aware I am. So I'm. It always maybe is a bit of a reminder to open my eyes.
Do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Interesting. We were talking about that on a leadership call today about being aware. A funny just coincidence that you asked that question today. I think very much so. I think it's part of who I am.
That's intriguing, right?
Clarity.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Sure.
Just while being aware is necessary, love that. The necessity of having a border, like a room within a room, to protect yourself. So I think the way you're doing your gratitude by having 10 things to be thankful for, you've created a room. It's creating a space within a space that then helps you to be more when you do leave that space. But at least you come back to that every day. And that's helping you by creating a room in a room in a room, right? The entire world. That's fascinating to know that you were doing that as a child and now you're doing it again. And that helps you to be powerful for others.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
If we fast forwarded to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh my goodness. 12. It was... My goodness, that's early 70s. It probably was a Beatles song back then.
What song?
I'll say P.S. I Love You.
All right.
I don't know. That was that's one that comes to memory.
Yeah. But it's amazing how these things can connect if you want to connect them, right? I mean, every day you write yourself a letter and you give thanks, right? I would suggest you write to the end of that letter, P.S. I love you. Oh, that's amazing. All right, well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, probably a bit more. Have you, Kevin, chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I have. I mean, I have a partner that is that I joined my business in 2006, so 12 years ago, and we've passed on skills to each other for sure, but she has been amazing, and I'm very proud of her.
Yeah. Are you married?
I am.
You did say
I am.
the amount of days. How many years does that add up to?
It was 36 years
wow.
in June.
Wow. Tell us a secret.
I just officiated a wedding, and I was asked to give advice to my niece who was getting married, and it's a Richard Needham quote, but it's that when you marry someone, you don't marry one person, you marry 3. You marry the person you think they are, you marry the person they are, and you marry the person they will become as a result of being married to you. And I think, to me, that that accountability, that I am the person I am because of the person I've been married to. There's no question about that, and I like to think she would say the same thing. But we both have to take accountability for our parts of that, and we had an agreement early on that we would never intentionally hurt each other. And although in marriage you do hurt each other from time to time, when it's not intentional, you can fix it, and you can decide, when you've made a mistake or something, you can fix that. So, but I love Jimmy Carter's quote that after he was married 70 years to Rosalind, they asked what his secret to a long, happy marriage was, and he said, marry the right person.
Yeah, I love that. Do you have children?
I have 3 children, and I just got to spend 2 weeks with all of them. My daughter lives in China, and so we don't see them. We're not all together very often, but we just spent 2 weeks in Italy.
Okay. Everyone came to one central
for my niece's wedding.
So, all right. Which you officiated.
I wish I officiated.
Well, that's great. Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I don't.
How about 3 hours a week?
Oh, yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less.
If you had to share with us, Kevin, your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who Kevin MacDonald is, what would you say that is?
Wow. Who Kevin MacDonald is. A person who elevates lives.
I love it. Kevin, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Be authentically yourself. And don't try to be something that you're not, or don't try to be what you think other people think you ought to be. And be extraordinary.
Love it. Kevin MacDonald, this was a great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Boom. Did you have fun?
I did. Thank you very much.